What's up, guys? The season just started, and I played right away because I want to get top global with Masha this season, so I really need to play as soon as the season starts. But I got unlucky right away. I used Masha in the gold lane, and I was first pick because my teammates didn't show their heroes. I wanted to see who our roamer would be first, because it's not good to use Masha when the roamer is a healer. And that's exactly what happened in this game. I want to climb MMR with Masha, so I should use her as often as possible. But it's really hard to rank up and increase MMR just by picking Masha every game. The new matchmaking system is already out, where you choose your preferred lane before the game starts. I thought the dark system would be gone because of this, but it's not. It only prevents players with the same preferred role from being on the same team and avoids lane stealing. But there are still a lot of flaws. The dark system players are still there, and matchmaking is still unfair. The trolls are still around too, and there are still a lot of toxic players and trash talkers. And there are only a few who want to play roamer. If you choose roamer, gold, and jungler as your preferred lanes, I swear almost 100% of the time you'll end up as the roamer. Why? Because only a few pick roamer. Even Exp Lane, 9 out of 10 matches where I set my preferred lanes to gold and EXP, I get placed in the EXP lane. Even in this game, I was placed in EXP lane, but Cho swapped with me. He trusted my Masha in the gold lane. Our jungler was the one who didn't want Masha in the gold lane. And guess what? He was also the burden in the team. And I hope they implement a system where you don't lose a star if you're MVP on the losing team. I mean, you deserve it, right? You did your best to carry the team, it just wasn't enough. So your effort should still be rewarded as a solo player. That way, you won't lose motivation to play when you lose, but still get MVP. There really should be star protection for that. Selena was so terrible in this game, she didn't even manage to kill Alucard there. Then right after that, she said she should have been the jungler. The shamelessness is on another level. I mean, both of them were really dumb. Her and our jungler. That Nolan even got out retried on the turtle by an enemy who didn't have retribution. Then he kept diving straight into Minsithar's ultimate like it was nothing. Alucard was acting so cocky just because he could kill my dumb teammates. So yeah, I took him down like it was nothing. Once your dumb teammates start trash-talking each other and trying to outdo each other with pride, even though none of them actually know what they're doing, you already know the game's over. Don't even hope for a comeback. If they were already useless while focused on the game, what more when they're no longer focused because they're too busy trash-talking each other?
Trying to be gentle.
We were actually able to pick off enemies one by one at this part. We had a decent chance as long as the enemies were split up, but once they grouped up, we couldn't do anything anymore. I mean, we had no hard CC and no front line.
Hero resurrected.
Look at the map. Glue was just spamming recall. I really don't get why players don't know how to complement the hero composition. Like, if the roamer is a support and there's clearly no front line, why would you still go for an assassin? And vice versa. The last pick should be the one to adjust. You don't want to show your hero early, right? That means you're flexible. So you should be ready to pick whatever fits the team's lineup, right? I thought I could have killed Odette here if it weren't for Sky Piercer. I killed the enemy marksman here, then right after that I just tried to run away as fast as I could. Rafaela made a nice save though, but this Selena is a menace, way too good at feeding. Even this Nolan, they're just way too strong to be my teammates. I can't keep up with that level of gameplay. This Nolan is crazy. He picked that hero even knowing the enemy had Minsitthar and our roamer was a support. This just shows how flawed the lane selection matchmaking is. It's completely random who gets assigned to a role, when it should be based on who has the most matches and highest win rate for that role. He got the jungler role, but he clearly has no idea what he's doing. Maybe one of our other teammates deserved it more, right? Here's another game, but this time I was in the Exp lane. I actually dominated my lane opponent again, but he kept getting ganked, so I couldn't snowball that much. The enemy team was always focusing on the Exp lane, so I assumed my teammates were winning their lanes since the pressure was on mine, but turns out they weren't. I'm about to die again here because Saber showed up again. This is really starting to go bad. I was the one rotating because my teammates wouldn't, especially that Gusion who just camps in a bush in mid lane the whole time. We were already cooking the turtle here while our jungler was just casually taking red buff because we didn't want to waste the opportunity. And yep, the enemies managed to get some trade-offs because of that. I left Sylvana up in the top lane, but I think that was fine since we got some trade-offs anyway, and I actually managed to catch up to her here and take her down. I wasn't satisfied with just that, so I waited for her here in the bush. When you crush your lane opponent, use Madara's emote, the one where he declares you're the strongest. Imagine dominating them, then hitting them with an emote that says they're the strongest. That's next level disrespect. I think Masha is easily in the top 3 strongest heroes in 1v1 right now. If it's purely a 1v1 situation and the enemies don't group up, you can probably still win the game solo, even if your teammates are incredibly dumb. By the way, here's another game where 2 assassins and no frontline. Then our roamer, who was last pick, went and picked Angela. If it were me as the last pick, I would have adjusted my hero. If I see that our roamer is a support type, I'll go for a tanky Exp laner or jungler. That's just basic team awareness. I was just trying to zone Roger here while my teammates were doing Lord, but turns out he had backup, and they dumped all their skills on me, though I still managed to survive. I kept zoning because I thought our jungler was finishing the Lord, but nope, he left it even though it had low HP and could have been easily bursted. Then he died and got killed. I thought Angela was ulting on me, and I even saved Kimmy in this part, but she used her ultimate on Kimmy. I should have just gone for Granger instead. Kimmy's positioning was so terrible here. Knowing the enemy's lineup, she still carelessly walked near the bush with no vision. So yeah, she died again. I tried to fight anyone I could just so Angela's ultimate wouldn't go to waste, and I actually managed to take down one of the enemies. And look at Hayabusa, just diving into the enemies alone, knowing full well that one ult from Saber and he's gone. Oops, sorry, I think he didn't know that. At this point, I knew I was already surrounded by all 5 enemies, so I just tried to take at least one of them down with me. Now this is a perfect opportunity to sit back and watch how my teammates play. Oh yeah, their position in the bush is absolutely perfect. Hayabusa's shadow was still behind Chang'e, but he didn't even use it. I just noticed none of my teammates bought a life bane item. That's insane. Absolutely crazy. Oh yeah, flicker in. All right, great move. Totally dumb play.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Our base is under attack.
So yeah, the lane selection system doesn't really solve the dark system at all. It just masks it a little. The same clueless players are still there, just with more organized roles.